What's good, everyone? What's good? What's good? What's good? Hope everyone's having a blessed Sunday. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Just had to come on here and have a show just to talk about what's been going on lately in football. We're going to touch on a little bit of boxing and everything else, but you know what it is mainly about. Going to be about football. Of course, I have my brothers with me. Coach 67 Sports TV, what's going on, man?
I'm blessed and highly favored this evening, bro. How y'all gentlemen doing this evening?
Can't complain, man. Can't complain about anything. JB, what about yourself?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Sitting back chilling this Sunday, man. What about y'all?
Same here, man.
All is well, man. I can't complain. No complaints whatsoever, you dig?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, y'all know what it is. We're gonna go into it. Talk about the newly 16 team college football playoffs that's been going on. We had a couple of games yesterday go on. It was very I wouldn't say entertaining. It was more of disappointing, to be honest with you. I thought a couple of teams were gonna have a better showing, but that's not what happened. But let's talk about it. And then I'm gonna share, because I went on the actual website to get the updated college football bracket. Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it, bro.
All right. So let's talk about the first game that happened Friday. Notre Dame handled Indiana 27-17. First thing I'm going to do is give y'all, when I mean y'all, Coach 67 Sports TV, JB, I'm going to give y'all flowers, man. Y'all called this game. Y'all knew Notre Dame was going to beat Indiana. I was on the opposite end. I thought Indiana could pull the upset, or Notre Dame shouldn't be so much for Indiana, but Indiana wasn't ready. As Big Joe said, Indiana was not ready for the big time. JB, going with you first. What was your opinion on the game?
It was a situation where I think, me and Coach, said it perfectly. Notre Dame, been there, done that. No matter how, um, how you think about the program, them being independent, always beating up on, some of the ACC schools and stuff like that. And, you know, but they always in talk about, being in that championship game, being ranked. And I think this is Indiana first year of being relevant.
Yeah.
And I think they have a better coach. I'm not saying that the coach from Indiana he did a great job building the program, but I think Indiana coach named Marcus Freeman.
Yes.
Am I correct?
No, the
Yeah.
Notre Dame
So
coach is Marcus Freeman. Yeah.
I noticed after their upsetting loss against Northern Illinois, he made great adjustments. He tried to make Riley Leonard a pocket quarterback. He's not that. And then the rest of the year, they start using him as a more of an option quarterback. Like I knew, me and you knew Riley Leonard was an option quarterback at Duke when he
Yeah.
was in the ACC.
Absolutely.
And I mean, that's what wins you games when you're able to, you know, make adjustments, realize, okay, this didn't work, we're gonna do this. And I don't think Indiana faced that this year. They've been tearing everybody ass up this year.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't have to make an adjustment. a team, other than Ohio State. Ohio State beat them up, put them in their place, as you would say, Jared. But I mean, the game didn't surprise me. You can tell that Indiana have some talent, but it's just levels.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Notre Dame looked like the more tenured team, as I like to say. The more team with the deeper talent, a little bit deeper talent. Like they've been there. Like you said, even though Riley Leonard did throw an interception, he did very good job um, maintaining the game. Jeremiah Love on the ground went off, and
And you saw
Indiana.
the difference in the trenches too,
Yes,
Jared.
yes, sir, yes, sir. Absolutely, big difference, big ass difference. Uh, Coach 67. I'm going to you. What was your opinion on the Indiana Notre Dame game?
Yeah, it pretty much ended up being what I predicted. It's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? And you know, a lot of times when you really hadn't faced that type of adversity during the course of the regular season, when you get to the big stage, you know, Big Joe and I said this out off the flap. We felt like, a couple of these teams, like Indiana and SMU, like the lights were going to be too bright for them, the stage was going to be too big for them, and it was, and it showed.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, and unfortunately, Indiana lost, like I said, 27-17. Moving on to the next game that happened Saturday. There's three games that happened Saturday. Texas and Clemson being the last game. Um, Penn State and SMU went against each other, and Penn State, which we all picked Penn State, beat SMU 38-10. Kevin Jennings had a rough go of it, but he a young cornerback from South Oak Cliff High School. Shout out to that program. They came up short this year, but it's all good. They're still a good football program in high school football in Texas. Uh, but Kevin Jennings he threw almost four interceptions.
Yeah,
But I think this is gonna be good for him. SMU should build off this. But what was your opinion on the game, JB?
I think Coach said perfectly. I think the game was, the lights were too bright for him in this game. He's just a sophomore. He has talent. He's more of a scrambling option quarterback. He'll tear you up with his legs more than his arm. He's not. He ain't there yet where he start making all the throws with his arm. This year he was terrorizing people with his legs. Um, and I think the defense of
Penn State.
who Penn State made him uh, to be a pocket quarterback,
And
and
he's
you can
not that.
tell that he hasn't seen that type of speed on defense before.
Yeah, and that's funny you said that. We were watching that game, the game in the barbershop, and that's what everybody was talking about. We could see that Kevin Jennings um, didn't see this type of speed on defense before. Yeah, Penn State was flying to the ball on the defense side of the ball.
They was they was not gonna let him. I mean, and this is like Notre Dame, well coached. Penn State is one of them teams. Almost every other year they in that conversation of being in the top five or the top 10 teams that can compete in the national championship. They always gonna have a good running back. They always gonna have even though most of their quarterbacks is overrated, but they gonna have a quarterback that's decent. They're gonna have some balls on the defensive side of the ball. And some receivers, some good receivers.
And they've been
So
producing
I
some
knew,
good outside linebackers lately. So yeah,
oh yeah, yeah. And I think SMU, and we talked about it here. I was surprised that SMU, you know, had success this year in the ACC, but I knew in this new playoff landscape, it was going to be interesting to see, them go against a team like Penn State. And you could tell it's a night and day difference. But I love it, you know. So now you won't hear any other team saying that they got cheated and we deserve to be there, and the whole Florida State thing. Even though I think Florida State should have been in it, if they get their ass whooped, they get their ass whooped. But
yeah,
that's just football. So I love it.
yeah. And those who don't know what JB's talking about when Florida State, the if it was a 16 team game last year, Florida State would have been in it. But the argument is they even with it was only a 14 game, a four. Correct me, y'all. Was it 4 or 6 people or teams last
No,
year?
it was
It was
four last.
four.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
four
four.
last year.
Yeah,
Yeah, so a lot of people were debating that Florida State should have been within that four.
yeah, because during the regular season, they pretty much went undefeated, but they starting quarterback got hurt at the end of the year, so they ended up getting pushed to the side.
And to me, that's BS.
Yeah,
Because even though, look, man, if they get their ass whooped, they get their ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that happened before against Jared. You remember years ago, North Shore, no Duncanville,
Hmm.
uh, the running back from Arkansas. He was the quarterback for Duncanville. He got hurt in the playoff game. Duncanville was undefeated, and going into the championship game, they lost. But nobody give a damn that they bit their star quarterback got hurt. So why is
Next man up.
that
Yeah,
pedigree, that type of scenario like that against in college sports? The team was undefeated, not not one player. So I love the landscape now. People still gonna complain, but this is gonna cut out all the complaining.
yeah, it is. I love it too. I do. Uh, Let me do a shout out. Coach 67 Sports saying, let's go. Yeah, yeah. Uh, Relax and calm rain says, salute Jerry and Coach 67 and panel. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you supporting us over there in HBCU Fanatics. Appreciate you, man. Uh, Big Joe, Big Joe Town, he said, salute to the family at a light show with my daughter. We'll be listening. I appreciate you, man. Do your thing, being
Y'all,
a
man, enjoy
strong
your
dad.
family, man.
Yes, sir. Um, Motivation to be a millionaire. He said, salute Coach 67, Jared, and everyone. Y'all putting in work, back to back shows, blessing to y'all. Yes, sir. We trying, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you supporting. And Autism Boy always supporting as well, man. He said, sup, Jared Green. Appreciate you, man. And my sister, my Baltimore Ravens sister, Ravens Talk with Yolanda. She said, hello, everyone. Hi, man. Hi, sister. Appreciate you always supporting. Thank you. Um, Big
yeah,
Joe.
and congratulations to her on her success. Her channel taking off. We enjoy your content. We appreciate you coming through, rocking with us, showing love.
Always, always.
She know more football than most of these dudes out here.
It's a shame, ain't it? And Big Joe said FSU got into it. All right, they got into it with Georgia and got their ass whooped. That's true.
That's how it goes, though, Big Joe. That's how it goes. You know.
And my
Hey,
brother,
they started. Go ahead. Go. I'm sorry.
and I no, you fine. And I was saying, Big Red hosts of Big Boy Talk. Salute, family. Man, it was refreshing to seeing you doing the live, man. I'm looking forward, man. Do keep. I'm looking forward you to continue to doing content, man. I really am. Yolanda said, "Oh, thank you so much. Love this channel. Always learn something. We learned it too from you as well, sis. Appreciate you the love. Appreciate the love. But moving on. Well, we didn't get coach take on the Penn State and SMU.
Well, it's the same as what I said about the previous game, and same as JB. I think his analogy, not analogy, but his description of what transpired was perfect in terms of, you could tell. I'm gonna give you an example, right? You know, the basketball team I'm assistant coach of, we ended up losing in the championship game for our district, for our parish, on Thursday. And one of the teams we played during the course of the playoffs, like you could tell they really hadn't seen that kind of speed during the course of the season. So, of course, we pretty much smacked them and we advanced. And it was the same thing. We said this with SMU and we said this with Indiana. Like the stage was gonna be too big, the lights was gonna be too bright. And it kind of showed. And it kind of is what it is. So, like JB was saying, Florida State should have got in last year, but teams like Indiana and SMU, they have no complaints this year. But of course, you're always going to have that 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th team. Oh, we should have got in, we should have got in. But to me, there's no more excuses because a lot of these teams that claiming they're on the outside looking in, they're going to get in and they're going to get a behind kick, But, I wasn't expecting much from either one of them teams.
Chief said Mizzou. I don't know about Mizzou. And appreciate you for stopping by, Chief. Okay. Let's move on to the next game: Ohio State versus Tennessee. Ohio State beat up Tennessee, especially in the trenches, 42-17. JB, what's your opinion on that game?
Yeah, they was tearing the quarterback up. Um, I mean, they tried to make it closer. I believe in the second half, but Ohio State have too many dogs on their team. Um, Tennessee, I think, um, is more of a type of team. If they can't score on you, then they're pretty much going to roll over. Ohio State is more battle tested, especially with the Michigans and they went against the SMUs and the teams that can score. And the Tennessee is a team that can score on you, and they was not letting Tennessee score. Your Tennessee defense is okay, so that turned into an ugly game.
Yeah, and Jeremiah Smith is a dog. That young boy, a dog, man. And I said Ohio State was going to blow out Tennessee. It depends on which Will Howard shows up. And I did say last show that um Tennessee had a damn good run game, and Ohio State had problems defending the run all year. A lot of games that wasn't the case. They did a good job. Even though Peyton Lewis did have 77 yards touching, or 10 carries for 77 yards, and then Nico, he had to run a couple of times for 2 touchdowns, but still, Ohio State did a great job defending the run. They did a good job, in my opinion. Uh, the Ravens talk with Yolanda said, "Poor Tennessee." Yeah, yikes. Yeah. Shelton, Mr. Shelton, LDBC or nothing. Brock, MF, and Purdy. Oh, get out of here, man.
If they even winning, last time I turned on, Miami was whooping y'all ass.
Yeah, last time I saw it, they was losing to Miami.
Wait, they better not be losing to no Dolphins. Hold on, let me see. They lost. Dang, they
Mr.
lost
Shelton, if
49
you don't get your ass out of here, much love though, brother. Much love, man.
We love you, Mr. Shelton. Even though you a 49er fan, we still love you.
Hey, and if you let him tell it, guess what? Brock Purdy should be in the NFL Hall of Fame as we speak. Let him tell it.
Nah, he talking that BS now.
Yeah.
For real, no?
Brent Fox said, salute, brothers. We'll definitely catch the replay. Please smash the like button and subscribe. Great content from great people is rare. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Same
and
to
hey,
you, man.
yeah, y'all go over there and check out our brother Brent Fox. You know, he done crossed that 100 subscriber threshold. You know, we trying to one subscriber at a time, getting to where you trying to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And while y'all in here, if y'all just being nosy, just hit my like button. Even if you don't like the content, still hit my like button. And Big Joe says, Shelton, they trolling Mississippi Mayate. Don't pay him no more. He's stupid.
Damn.
Mm.
Woo!
But Coach, what did you think about the game? The
Yeah, but I'm
Tennessee
not gonna lie.
and
I
Ohio.
thought Tennessee was gonna put up a better fight than that.
Me too.
But I mean, it was obvious that Ohio State had more tools in the toolbox. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dang, bro. Like I was kind of shocked, but you know, it kind of is what it is. I mean, Ohio State, you know, they've been a elite caliber team in college football for a little minute now. So, you know, but I thought Tennessee would have put up a better fight.
I definitely agree, man. It was disappointing to see, but it is what it is. Ain't no excuse, like JB said. And then the final game for yesterday, we got we had Texas and Clemson. This was a little bit better, more competitive game, but so the after probably a little bit after the second quarter, uh, they started coming on, and the Clemson defensively had no answer, especially for the running game. Um, Blue tore their ass up on the ground. So Texas ended up winning 38-24, beating Clemson. JB, what was your opinion on this game?
Just like I was, yesterday I was in the barbershop, getting my hair cut, and I ran into a Clemson fan, and he was like, "Man," I was like, "Man, I can't stand Clemson. I hope they lose." He was like, "Oh man, we ACC. We should, we both Carolina. Boys, we should stick together." And I'm like, "Look, man, you know, I'm still salty about the ACC championship last year when Nate Wiggins ran down on Marion Hampton and knocked the ball out for a touchback." So, and I'm not a really big fan of Dabo like that. I think he's trying to do old school tactics with his recruiting. And fellas, I'll get the door.
Yeah, there's somebody at the door. Okay, yeah. And just picking up where he left off. Yeah, that Dabo. I share that same sentiment. I do not like Dabo Swinney. Um, if he had it his way, a lot of these young boys would go back eating Vienna sausage and ramen and starving in college. He does not like the new age college scene, even though there is some cons to it. But a lot of these young boys getting money in their pocket. But saying all that to say this, I'm glad Clemson lost. I'm glad Clemson lost.
Man, y'all really don't like Clemson, huh?
No, not at all. Well, it's more of their coach, Dabo Swinney. I don't like that dude at all. And salute Sam Kim. He said talent gap was obvious, especially at the receiver position. And hello, guy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you stopping by, man. Sam Kim. And forgive me, y'all, if y'all hear my dog in the background. Uh, but yeah. Coach, what's your opinion on this game?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They're another team I thought they would have played better than they did, but we knew going into it the game would go either way, but you know, it really didn't work out for them. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all kind of put me up on game with the Dabo Sweeney thing. And I'm not gonna lie, these days where you should just be happy to get a free like education, and that's bull crap, bro. Like y'all coaches making millions of dollars, the program making millions of dollars, and for that to be your like outlook on it, because you're getting paid off of these players' name, image, and likeness. So why can't they profit themselves? So I see why y'all have that mindset when it comes to him. And I'm gonna be truthful. Them days of you having Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence and doing what you do, I ain't gonna lie, them days over, bro. To be true.
Facts. I'm back, y'all. But yeah,
Yeah,
man, I think I just think the game turned out like what me, Town, and the rest of the brothers thought it was going to be. I think it was going to be a talent gap, and I think the trenches. I mean, Clemson always got a solid defensive line, but I think on the other side of the ball, that offensive line is iffy, and I thought that Texas was going to exploit that because Texas has a couple of pieces on defense, even though against certain teams, Texas defense can be iffy. But they don't have Clemson don't have the firepower at receivers like they used to.
right.
So and the running back, Will Shipley and all them boys are gone. So I'm not
Moffat decent.
surprised.
He a big body wide running back, but you gonna need
He's not
more than
as
that. He not a
he's not
home
as
run. Yeah,
explosive. Yeah, he's not as explosive as the Clemson's backs of old.
yeah. I
Like a
agree.
C.J. Spiller and all them boys.
He said Klubnik is who I thought he was, a fraud. Well, he didn't have a bad game, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Well, never mind. Most of that was trash yards, like after the fact. You're right. Never mind. T.J. Moore beast though. T.J. Moore decent wide receiver for Clemson, but that's like I said, they need more than that. Cause Jaden Blue and Quintrivian Wisner towed they ass up on the ground. Both had 100 yards rushing, over 100. Clemson almost gave Texas a game. The other games were disappointing blowouts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a game probably. I said at first I said the second quarter, but probably after the second half, Texas started pulling away. So that talent gap did show. Um, but continuing on to talk about the playoffs, y'all. And we can move on. Let's go ahead and give you your opinion on who wins in the second round. Uh, JB, going with you first. Georgia, Notre Dame.
Georgia.
How about you, Coach?
I
I, I second that motion.
And why y'all think so?
I
I mean,
think.
Georgia
Go ahead, Coach.
is a cream of the crop team. Yeah, they had their struggles during the course of the season, but I think Milrow, when it counted, he made plays. They beat LSU more decisively than I thought they would in that game. In fact, I picked LSU to win that game. So I think we talk about teams that have been there and done that. I mean, the last few years, Georgia has been there and done that. So I mean, they might not have some of the players they had, just a couple years ago, but guess what? They still one of these elite teams. and I think they're gonna advance.
Okay. Okay. All right. Penn State versus Boise. JB, who you got?
Penn State, and look, everybody was talking about, Genty not winning the championship. His ass gonna have a chance to show that he was a Heisman winner. Because Penn State got speed on defense, and it's not Oregon defense neither. So
Mm,
we're gonna see.
Coach.
I got Penn State via blunt force trauma and beating the brakes off the boys.
All right, prove us wrong, boys. Prove us wrong.
I agree. I think Ashton Genty, because of course he's a dynamic running back. I don't think that offensive line has faced a defense as fast as been Penn State. Not saying Penn State
Just
can't
like
be run on.
SMU.
Yeah, exactly. I second that opinion. I got Penn State, and I also
And
got
just before you move on,
mm-hmm,
I just want to say Georgia. I didn't go in more detail about my Georgia pick.
mm-hmm,
Georgia is gonna make Riley Leonard be a pocket quarterback, and me
mm,
knowing Riley Leonard from him playing at Duke, he's not the best pocket quarterback you ever seen. He will throw some picks like he did against I forgot the team they faced already. What was it? Illinois or
yeah, Illinois. No,
yeah.
Indiana.
So
You making me say the wrong team.
Indiana,
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 Indiana.
Indiana. So he will throw the ball away. So Georgia got the speed. They too fast on defense. It will make uh, Riley Leonard throw the ball and be a pocket quarterback, just like uh, Penn State did SMU and Jennings.
Sam Kim got a good point. He said Boise is not SMU in my opinion. Don't see them get blown out. I don't think they're gonna get blown out either. It's just that talent gap, as like we saw in um the
In the
Texas and
trenches.
Clemson game. Yeah, it's gonna when that second half. When we get past that second half, we gonna start seeing the difference. But I see what you're saying, Sam Kim. Big Joe said Boise State almost lost to UNLV and San Jose State. They will not beat Penn State. There it is. There it is.
That line of scrimmage is different on that
Mm-hmm.
D line and that O line and D line side in certain conferences, man.
Yeah, it is. The whole different ball game. Ohio State and Oregon. This is gonna be a tough one. JB, who you got? He quiet now.
Oregon been playing some good ball. Um, hell with it. I'm gonna go Ohio State. I think they more
Really?
defensively sound than Oregon. I think Oregon is gonna give it their best shot. I'm not gonna be surprised if Oregon come out with a win. I think they got Dylan Gabriel as their quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna play some good football, but I think defensively Ohio State is gonna make some plays more than Oregon's. I trust Ohio State defense than I trust Oregon's defense. That's why.
Okay. So you saying that Ohio State is going to avenge the loss that they had on October 12th? Because Oregon already beat Ohio State by 1 point this year, this past year. Yeah, this
Hey,
past
it's the playoffs. It's the
year.
playoffs. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? I think uh, the teams, week 2, week 3, week 4 is not the same teams we see in you know now. Kind of like, hey, Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois, so
Yep, that's true.
there's a difference.
That's very true. And before I go to get coach take, I'm gonna give my opinion, my 2 cents. I think Oregon beats Ohio State again. That wide receiver core is deadly, bro. Nobody nobody can guard that wide receiver core full 60 minutes. So that and Dylan Gabriel been spot on, man. So I got Oregon beating Ohio State again in another close one, in my opinion.
I forgot about I forgot how explosive Oregon was on offense, man. It's tough, but I'm still going to Ohio State.
Yeah, man, they wide receiver core is dangerous. That Tez Johnson, whew, ain't nothing to play with, man. Big Joe said, but playing on that blue field, he talking about Boise State, it is an advantage. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Ohio State is a very good team. Autism boy. But they playing Oregon, and that offense is one of the best in the. It is the best in the country, in my opinion. If if Ohio State, if the Ohio State that lost to Michigan shows up, they will lose. Oregon has serious speed. Yes, sir.
I agree. I agree with that. It depends what Ohio State shows up.
And which
I agree.
and again, it all falls on which Will Howard shows up.
True. If Will start going out there and start throwing picks, yeah, it's been one. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, Sam Kim. Yeah. I think that that's Tez. Number 15 may for Oregon may be the quickest twitchiest player maybe in the country. Yeah, next to Ryan Williams of Alabama. Yeah. Yeah. If Ohio State lose to Oregon, they will sue the college football playoff. Oh snap! But I'm sorry, Coach. You're cooking. Coach, what's your opinion on the rematch?
I got the Quack Attack winning the shootout by about 3-4 points.
I can see that. Okay, so we got two. All the other games picks we agree with, except for this one. JB got Ohio State getting their revenge, and me and Coach got Oregon beating them again in another close one. Okay. Moving on to the last recap for the playoff games that's coming up. And by the way, Penn State and Boise is December 31st, and all the other games are January 1st. New Year. But the last game, fellas, Texas and Arizona State. Who you got, JB?
Texas by murder. All Arizona State got in scatterbo. It's the same position that Boise in. Boise got a star running back. Uh, they don't really have anybody that scares you other than Genty for Boise. Same thing with Ohio State. I'm in Arizona State. Sorry. Um, maybe I'm wrong. I got to study them. I did watch them a little bit. They defense is suspect. For Arizona State, I think Texas by murder. It's gonna be a Texas ass whooping.
I agree. I'd have to say this in the barbershop. I think Arizona State just got a first round bye just to get their ass whooped. Because I didn't see them beating Clemson or Texas. But hey, like we asked for this playoffs, but I'm loving it so far. Um, Coach, who you got? Texas or Arizona State?
I got Texas by first half TKO. I think the game gonna be over by halftime.
TK TKO by halftime. Okay, I hear you. I hear you, man. And Sam Kim said Devils have a good coaching coach, but losing their top wide receiver will hurt a lot. Yes, it will, because you Cam that Cam. I'm gonna say this. Cam is gonna get close to because how he run. He can run on any defense. I don't care if it's Bama or whatever. But that was Texas gonna start doing loading up the box, and Texas got athletes on the defense side of the ball, and they pretty fast. It's gonna force Arizona State to do something else, and that's where it's gonna fall into Texas hands.
Now Scatterbo is nice now.
Yeah, yeah, he's nice. He gonna get at least. I think he gonna run against at least 80 yards and probably a touchdown or two, even on this Texas defense. Cam Scatterboo ain't nothing to play with. Oh, here comes Joe Town. He said depends on which Eagles show up. They ran the ball 48 times and only threw 24.
Yep, you was
And,
bro.
and Big Joe pointed that out. They were like in the chat last night. He was like, He was like they started just handing off the ball to Blue and the other running back. I'm blanking on his name, but they both got over 100 yards rushing. Because it seemed like they didn't want to put the ball too much in Quinn Ewers' hands. So he got a point. But I don't think the Arizona State defense is going to put up much. It's going to be a big threat, though. Good culture. I'm not saying they ain't got ballers on defense, but I don't. Like I said, I don't think they seen the defense quite as good as Texas this year, in my opinion. Okay. We covered the college football playoffs, fellas. Let's move on. All right. Bill Belichick and Mike Vick find homes as head coaches. JB, what was your opinion on this?
Well, let me just pick up Belichick. Man, I'm happier than the runaway slave, bro. I'm happy that uh Bill Belichick came to UNC. Uh, he's going to give us relevance. He's going to give, I think, more. I'm going to watch how I say this. He's not just going to give, like, how what Prime did with Colorado. He's going to give that and what more structure as far as, IQ as football. You know what I'm saying? Prime, brought the talent, but I think Belichick was going to bring a whole system with him as a winning coach. Uh, it's going to be very interesting how that turns out. Um, uh, I mean, of course, it could go very bad. This is not a guarantee, but I don't think so. I think this was a good hire. I love Mac Brown. Shout out to Coach Mac Brown. I've been said it was about time for him to go. Um, I didn't want him to get fired during the season. I wanted them to fire him after the season, but I see why. So I'm not mad, totally mad. Mac Brown did bring us back to relevancy. We were a horrible football team a couple of years ago, about 3-4 years ago.
And Mac Brown made us decent, at least competitive a little bit, yeah.
We made us a competitive, so shout out to Mac Brown. But Bill Belichick, we want to be competing for championships, and it shows by this hiring. As far as Mike Vick, this is y'all guys' realm as far as HBCUs. I'm interested. I was surprised. I'm glad that Mike Vick is getting a shot. Hopefully he don't do well, I know he's not gonna do what Ed Reed did and start running his damn mouth about what he like and don't like and stuff before he get into the door. Um, because Mike Vick need that money. He got bills he need to pay. So I'm so happy for Mike Vick. Shout out to Mike Vick.
Yeah, yeah. And those who don't know, if y'all lost in the sauce, Coach Bill Belichick has been hired as a UNC Tar Heel head coach, and Michael Vick has been hired as HBCU in Virginia, uh, Norfolk State, which program has been on the downward side for a couple of years. Um, but Sam is just reading some of the messages here. Sam Kim said Belichick only agreed to the coach at North Carolina with full buy-in. Could work. Just not sure if Belichick will show patience with colleges. That's true. That's true. And that's the difference between Belichick and Coach Prime. Coach Prime is going to have a little bit more patience, being a little bit younger, versus Belichick with being from the older school. Already had like a autism boy put in the chat. Already has 6 Super Bowl titles with the Patriots. So his patience may be not there when it comes to certain behaviors with the kids. So you got a point. Got a point.
Yeah, Bill Belichick ain't gonna take all that BS that he don't give a damn if you come to his school or not. He'll find somebody else. Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and Big Joe said Bill has a 24-year-old girlfriend, so who knows how. So he knows how to recruit. He definitely convinced her parents. You stupid, bro.
I agree with
uh,
Pam. This shit gonna work. He gonna work. It's gonna work. We
y'all,
going to a championship next year. What?
y'all stupid, man. But anyway, Coach, what's your opinion on these two hires, man?
Well,
That's in the mainstream.
first in terms of Belichick, I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all was talking about Barber earlier. My barber over the years, he been talking about Bill Belichick, the greatest head coach ever. I'm like, dude, I remember when Belichick was the head coach for the Cleveland Browns. He wasn't shit. Yeah, I ain't sugarcoat. That's what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong.
Well, damn, coach.
I mean, he a good defensive coach. In fact, when the Giants won that Super Bowl, it's probably a little bit before your time when they beat the Bills in the Super Bowl. He was a hell of a defensive coordinator. He was probably the elite premier defensive coordinator in the NFL at the time. So that's how he ended up becoming, a head coach. Really, until Tom Brady came along, until Mo Lewis knocked Drew Bledsoe's head off, he was gonna get fired from that job too. So I think Belichick, I think he's a great coach, but I think he hella overrated for one. Second of all, I'm gonna be truthful. I think he's more of an NFL coach. I don't think he have the patience to uh, recruit like he should, like he is gonna need to recruit in college. To me, I think being a college coach is a young man's game. I think if you're an older cat like him, like 75, I don't know how well he's gonna do in the college game. Truthfully speaking, I think it's a bit of a question mark. I'm not saying he can't be successful, but I don't know if he's gonna be as patient as people think he is. As we see all of the coaches from his coaching tree that went down at the college level and failed miserably, I wouldn't be surprised if he did so also. In terms of Mike Vick, of course, you and I talked about this earlier on HBCU Fanatics. Y'all go check it out on the channel, episode 5 of HBCU Fanatics. Truthfully speaking, I think he's in a little bit better position. Even though he went to Virginia Tech,
He's
you and
still
I
home.
talked about like one of my, like the head coach for the team that I coach for on junior high level, he already brought up the dog incident. As far as I'm concerned, I think they should leave that man pass alone, let him live, like you said earlier on the show. Like, let him live, let him do what he do. I think he's in more of a situation to succeed. I don't think he's gonna have success immediately like that first year, but I think he could it could go one or two ways. It could either go the Coach Prime way, where he's just gonna use Norfolk State as a stepping stone to a Virginia Tech or another Power 5 job, or it can be Eddie George type, Tennessee State type job, the way you could kind of gradually build your program and get it to that level. I think it kind of depends on the type of success he has. Uh, I don't see him having the kind of charisma that Dion has. And honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100. I think Dion, even though he's extremely charismatic, I think to a certain degree he's a little bit of a sneak oil salesman also. So, him saying, "Hey, the law want me to be at J State," and the next thing you know, he at Colorado. Uh, I see if he has success at Norfolk, I think eventually he gonna move on to a bigger PWI job. But at the same token, I don't see Mike Vick being as grimy as Coach Prime was with the way he left Jackson State.
Me
But
neither.
I see Vic having some success at Norfolk, and I see Belichick struggle. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay, okay. All right, good convo, fellas. Now we have to talk about it, man. We're gonna go dip into boxing. Uh, those who don't know, it was a rematch for the undisputed heavyweight championship in boxing last night, or yesterday evening, I should say. It was over in Saudi,
Afternoon.
yeah, or afternoon,
Well, afternoon
and
here anyway.
yeah, afternoon here anyway, yeah. And it was Alexander Usyk versus Tyson Fury, who was a former lineal champion. But first fight, Usyk beats Tyson Fury in a split decision victory. This time, yesterday, he wins unanimously against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury tried to come in a little bit heavy, around 280, damn near 290 pounds. Tried to bully Alexander Usyk. That did not work because Alexander Usyk is a classic boxer, moves his feet, knows how to box. And one thing I've always said about Usyk, he's very strong for his size. Meaning he's not knockout power strong, but as far as physical, you're not gonna bully Usyk like as he tried to like he did with Deontay Wilder or other fighters leaning on them and using dirty tactics. Um, Alexander Usyk was a little bit more smart as far as seeing the game of Tyson Fury, and he was able to basically beat Tyson Fury again. So, JB, what was your opinion on the fight?
The hell with Fury. I'm glad Fury got his ass whooped. Fury is a cheating bastard, and he tried to come in and his Michelin man built ass and try to lean on his man. I keep saying, and I learned from you that Usyk is very good fighting on the inside as well as he is fighting on the outside. He wouldn't let Fury lean on him, and he whooped his ass. It was a close fight in the first half, and then Usyk started figuring him out and started landing the more cleaner punches. And it was a good fight. I'm just glad Fury lost. I'm not a Fury fan. Never been. Don't like him. He's a cheater. And yeah, screw
Okay,
Fury.
all right, all right. Uh, Coach, what was your opinion on the fight? And by the way,
Okay.
Coach has a he on his channel. He has a recap on his channel about the fight. Y'all go check it out. But go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, I did a post-fight reaction. It has like 87 views to this point. First and foremost, I'm gonna second that motion in terms of JB saying that Tyson Fury is a scumbag piece of trash, kind of in a vein of Tell Female Lopez and Lion Ryan Garcia. They all kind of fit in that same scumbag piece of trash, racist, lying, cheating, doing whatever needs to be done. Like scumbags, they all kind of fit in that same mold. uh, and for Shakur Stevenson, who after uh, Fury beat, you know, Wilder and this, that, and the third, talking about Fury, the greatest heavyweight of all time, and he'll beat Ali. Boy, you out your rabbit ass mind, boy. And he got exposed again yesterday when he, it's astonishing how that one punch knockout power that he had against Deontay Wilder, how all of a sudden it just evaporated. He hasn't had a
That's what I'm
knockout.
trying to get people to understand. And people, well, Tyson Fury never had power. Yes, we know, but
That's the point.
y'all, do y'all remember when he said, "I'm gonna put on during the Fury, mainly the second fight, I'm gonna put on weight, and then I'm gonna be on the Crunk Gym. Crunk Gym has taught me how to have power and uh, sit on my punches better, and I'm gonna destroy Wilder." And he beat Wilder. He even knocked a dent in his head, side of his head, which of doctors have said that wasn't from a punch or from a human hand. So, yeah, what's the power at, bro?
Yeah, I mean, it does also help the fact that he don't have these floppy gloves on like he had fighting Wilder. Uh, he doesn't have over knit gloves on. As you notice, see, looking at that picture right there, look at how nice and fluffy the glove. It looks like a normal boxing glove. Like
Nice
if you
fit,
look
yeah.
yeah, you look at the second fight and the third fight with Wilder, they look like oven mitts. And for these boxing analysts and boxing pundits to not point this out, it goes to show you the double standard and the racism. I mean, we're gonna call a spade a spade. For Shakur Stevenson to say that he would beat Ali is he was out of his rabbit ass mind. It goes to show you when he can't use all these dirty tactics, choking you, holding you, leaning on you, putting his weight on you, doing these type of things. You know, if he fought somebody like Ali, who had, I think, in his prime, more hand speed and foot speed than Usyk, I think, I think he definitely beats Fury all 12 rounds. And I scored the fight 8 rounds to 4, 116 to 112 in favor of Usyk. Worst case scenario, I say, is 115, 113, 7 rounds to 5 in favor of Usyk. I think Usyk did enough to hold on to the title. But I think all of these people that's coming out with the narrative talking about, at one point, it was Luis
Did you
King
hear?
Kong.
And I didn't mean to interrupt you, Coach. Did you hear Fury's post fight comments talking about he felt like he was cheated and again, and he felt like he did enough to get the victory? At this
Man,
point,
look,
Tyson Fury is delusional. I think he snorted too much coke or something because
yeah,
you
but
ain't win that fight, bro.
he a joke as far as I'm concerned. Uh, he lost to Otto Wallin as far as I'm concerned, and he lost to Francis Ngannou. As far as I'm concerned, he lost both of those fights. And the way he cheated Wilder, as far as I'm concerned, Wilder won the first fight, but they did everything they could to help Fury because Wilder knocked him out. I don't care what nobody said. He clearly was down for 10 seconds on the mat. But even with that being said, I think Fury won. I mean, I think Usyk won. The hell with Fury. Fury is a scumbag piece of trash. And the thing I don't like is even with Usyk, they say, I remember at one point on HBO talked about this between Luis King Kong Ortiz, Fury, Joshua, and Wilder. They want to see who's going to be the great heavyweight of that crop of heavyweights. And now they're saying, hey, astonishing is Usyk. But guess what? Usyk never fought Wilder. And as far as I'm concerned, from what I hear, the brother Drew Titan talked. The brother Blue Bloods. Shout out to Blue Blood. He said word on the curb is that Usyk is going to retire. After beating Fury again, and technically Usyk is the undisputed champion, but Daniel Dubois does have one of those belts, and I said this in my video earlier. Honestly, I felt like Dubois beat Usyk too because when he hit Usyk with that body punch,
Yeah, that was no low blow. That
no,
was
it
right
was
in
it
the
was on a belt
breadbasket.
line,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was clearly a body punch. But Usyk being at home, he knew he was gonna get the benefit of the doubt. He acted like he got hit low. They gave him time to recover. I felt like Daniel Dubois knocked him out. And then he proceeded to stop Dubois. But at the end of the day, I felt like Dubois won that fight. You know what I'm saying? So, first, I think, for them to act like Usyk has done enough to call it a career, I feel like there's good work out there for him. First and foremost, I think if you give Wilder a tune-up fight and let him fight Wilder, as far as I'm concerned, if he don't fight Wilder, it's a duck. You beat Usyk, you beat Fury twice. You beat Joshua twice. Why not fight Wilder? Everybody's saying Wilder wash, he done. Let Wilder get a tune-up fight. Y'all build to that fight, and you fight Wilder. If not, uh, since Daniel Dubois got one of the belts, you beat Dubois already. Hey, run it back. Now we have an official another undisputed fight. Or not, you got Zilla Big Bang Zhang out there. Don't get me wrong. I know Daniel Dubois has to fight. Allegedly, he's fighting Joseph Parker. So if Joseph Parker win, fight Parker. Or if not, running back with Dubois, you could fight Zhang. Uh, you can let Wilder get a tune-up. You can fight Wilder. I think Wilder, of all those heavyweights we talked about, Ortiz, it's unfortunate the way they did him. As far as I'm concerned, I think Ortiz would have been the most dangerous of the group. But since once Wilder beat him, like Fury wasn't gonna fight it, he made it clear, he made it known that he extremely high risk, extremely low reward. He wasn't gonna fight him. Ortiz, he passed up on the fight, the opportunity to fight Joshua, which ended up being Ruiz beating him. So at the end of the day, don't get me wrong. I think Usyk, he's the first fighter to be the undisputed cruiserweight champion and undisputed heavyweight champion since I think Evander Holyfield, if I'm not mistaken. But either with that being said,
Yeah.
for them to act like he's done enough, he doesn't need to fight Wilder, or he doesn't need to fight another fight. He's done more than enough. He's an all-time, like, super phenomenal heavyweight. I think he's all-time great heavyweight, but for him to act like he's this unbeatable force, like, well, and I find that ironic. And truthfully speaking, outside of the ring, I'm not even a fan of Mayweather at this point in his life. But in the ring, you can't deny what he did. And truthfully speaking, when it was time for Mayweather to hang it up, people was clamoring for him to fight Triple G. They wanted him to fight Gennady Golovkin at 154, at a catch weight, whatever the case may be. They were clamoring for that fight. But for them to say that Usyk doesn't need to fight Wilder, Zhang, or anybody else, and he could just walk off into the sunset, to me is the double standard in the sport of boxing. I feel like if you want to prove you the greatest of that crop of heavyweights, when it comes to Fury, who cheated Wilder twice, I don't care what nobody say, and I feel like Wilder beat him the first time. That's my stance. I'm standing on my square. I'm sticking to it. And he beat Joshua twice. Hey, why not, fight Wilder? Why not running back with Dubois? Why not fight Zane? They got some fights out there. You could fight a few more fights, then call it a career. If you whitewash everything, if you beat Wilder, if you beat Dubois, if you beat Zane, you beat maybe Joe Parker, whoever, then I could say, all right, hey, you done earned your stripes. You could hang it up. But as far as I'm concerned, he still got good work in front of him if he's looking for some work. It ain't like he made Mike Tyson type money. You know what I'm saying? Super phenomenal money for a heavyweight.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah, the heavyweight landscape definitely is going to be interesting in these couple of months especially going into the new year. See what Usyk's going to do.
Oh,
Um,
I'm glad you pointed out that's one thing too, bro. If he retires, Dubois has one of those belts, so he's no longer undisputed. So Daniel Dubois I don't know which belt he has. He has a belt, but if he retires, bro, the heavyweight landscape is gonna be in disarray because you're gonna have all those titles scattered out again, and it's gonna be a mess, bro. So I prefer, you know, I prefer him to fight maybe the winner of Dubois or Joe Parker, or maybe, give Wilder his chin, let Wilder knock you out, and then Wilder go beat up on one of them and let Wilder become a disputed. Then he can retire. But it is what it is.
I hear you, man. Uh, okay, JB. Any last words before we move on to the last topic?
No, sir. That's pretty much it, man.
Okay. All right. Lastly, we're gonna give our recap to Week 16, uh, NFL. All right. So those, and I'm trying to bring everything up. All right. So on Thursday, Broncos played the Chargers. The Chargers beat the Broncos 34-27 in a very good game. Bo Nix showed his age as far as being young. Throwing a couple of interceptions, but he's still having a very good year. So shout out to Bo Nix, man. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't think he was gonna blossom this fast in the NFL, but he's making a lot of people eat crow, including me. Uh, them damn Chiefs beat the Texans 27-19. Please prayers and air for Tank Dell. He had a very horrific leg injury. So prayers to Tank Dell, but unfortunately the Chiefs did beat the Texans 27-19. My Baltimore Ravens finally was able to beat the Steelers 34-17. Even though the Steelers had Pickens out and TJ Watt was not 100%. Hey, a win is a win. I'll take it. Uh, beat the Steelers 34-17. Falcons beat the Giants 34-7. Even though it was the Giants, I was excited because Michael Penix Jr. Started for the first time. He did good. He threw a pick, but he managed the game well, in my opinion. 18 for 27, 202 yards. He was getting the ball to the location. Not a bad start. Was it perfect? No, not a bad start. So I'm excited for that young brother. Who we got here? Vikings beat the Seahawks barely 27-24. Very good game. Who else I'm missing? Lions beat the Bears 34-17 today. Caleb Williams going through it, but hey, it's going through learning pains. He'll learn from it. Panthers beat the Cardinals in overtime. Chuba Hubbard with a walk-off touchdown run, beating the Cardinals. So that the Arizona Cardinals are officially eliminated from the playoffs. So their playoff hopes are gone. Rams beat the Jets 19-9. Jets was leading in the game, but the Rams came back and beat the Jets 19-9. The Eagles got upset by a walk-off touchdown throw by Jaden Daniels to Jamison Crowder, 36-33. Man, Jaden Daniels should win the rookie offensive player of the year. If he don't get it, something wrong, because he's been balling. The Commanders have found their future quarterback, franchise quarterback. Bengals beat Browns 24-6. Colts fight off those division rivals, the Tennessee Titans 38-30. I just said that again. Bills come back and beat. The Bills come back and beat the Patriots. Patriots was winning a little bit, but the Bills came back and beat the Patriots 24-21. Jaguars lose to the Raiders 19-14. Dolphins, as we said before, pick it on Mr. Shelton, beat the 49ers 29-17. Game that's going on right now is the Cowboys are beating the Buccaneers 13-7. It's in the second quarter with 14 minutes to go. And tomorrow we have the Saints versus Packers. Oh, and also for the holiday weekend, we have the on Christmas, Texans versus Ravens and Chiefs versus Steelers. So y'all make sure y'all tune in.
on Netflix.
Yeah, on Netflix. But any words, fellas? Any feelings about the scores I just said?
One little quick thing I want to add, for all my New Orleans Saints fans like myself, the Saints have been officially eliminated from the playoffs, which I'm not shocked by. The issue I had was the Saints, they always, not good enough to make the playoffs the last couple of years, but B, they're not bad enough to have a top 5 pick. I think they should have just kept Dennis Allen, been trashed the rest of the season. Then you get your top 5 pick if you want. You get maybe somebody like a Shador, Cam Ward. A lot of people feel like they don't have a franchise quarterback in this NFL draft. I feel like if you get the right guy in the right situation, cool. Even if you content with Spencer Rattler, you still could have got you like a Travis Hunter, and maybe he could be a guy that could replace Lattimore, maybe a punt kick returner. Maybe you could put him on offense next to Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave. So I mean, at the end of the day, bro, saying stupid from an organizational standpoint. They need to get the next right head coach. Also, our 5 nickel looms, but they probably won't do that. But we'll see where things go with my New Orleans Saints, who have been officially eliminated from the playoffs, even though they're playing against the Packers tomorrow night. Probably gonna get their head kicked in, but it is what it is.
Yeah, y'all need prayer, but um, yeah, man. Good football going on. Like Big Joe have always been saying when he's on here, y'all enjoy these little bit of games left into the playoffs. Um, a lot of high school games, no matter what state you're in, is starting to wrap up. There's championship games have already done played, so y'all enjoy, man. If a playoff game or championship game still going on in your state, take your time to go and see it, uh, because football's about over, and y'all gonna be crying about wanting to play football or see football again. So y'all make sure y'all enjoy it now, especially when we got 2 weeks left. We got week 17 and 18. So y'all enjoy this football that's going on. Y'all enjoy the college playoffs. Um, but Coach, let everybody know where they can meet you and see you.
You can catch me at Coach 67 Sports TV on all social media platforms. However, I'm primarily here on YouTube, Coach 67 Sports TV. Earlier today, we talked about it. I gave my post-fight reaction to Usyk Fury 2. We also, prior to this show, we did another episode of HBCU Fanatics.
Yes, sir.
Either later on this evening or tomorrow, we probably gonna do episode 47 of Bayou Sports Talk. So y'all come check me out. Y'all have a blessed, phenomenal evening. Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays.
Merry
Happy
Christmas,
Hanukkah
man.
for those that celebrate. And peace and blessings to everyone. And shout out to the awesome and amazing LDBC.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. JB, any lasting words before we leave out of here?
Yeah, man, y'all have a blessed. Those who working this week have a blessed work week. Don't let them work you too hard. And those who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Those who don't, man, take this as a time to get with your family and enjoy them. Don't ruin it for everybody just because you don't celebrate. Y'all be blessed.
Y'all be blessed. All right, this was another installment of the Southern Baller Show. I appreciate everyone who came in and supported me, or just listen to us, just chat on. We appreciate you, but y'all have a safe and blessed holiday week and weekend. Y'all be blessed.